podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com.
Week 5 ain't over. We still got one more. It's the long week 5. Hey.
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day,
Every day.
We make plays every
Somebody's
day,
going down.
We make plays every day, yeah. 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 We make plays every day, yeah.
Welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. It is a special edition of the Waiver Wire and the unprecedented first and ever Tuesday night preview. You know what I'm saying, Playmakers, because you will be hearing this episode and there will be a Tuesday night game, barring any COVID outbreaks on Tennessee or Buffalo's teams, preferably Tennessee, because they are shaking the whole thing up right now. Obviously welcoming my esteemed colleague, The Gu, the Golden Gu. Is that the new?
Golden Gu.
The Golden Gu. I think
life can hit you hard, young Bogard. Just when you think you're a god, you're reminded that you're mortal.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is I like understanding my mortality and that I am a mere mortal and that I am here trying to box with the gods. You know what I mean?
Reality is a harsh one this year. It seems like it's a fucked up year so far, but, to those of you surviving and skating, got a good record, you know what I mean? Yeah, good fortune to you. To those of you struggling, it don't look like it's getting better.
I just say, if you're doing well, it's probably because your team is unaffected. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you this much, just be prepared for anything. We've been saying this since week 1. I've been beating the fuck out that drum all throughout the offseason. This is going to be an ugly year. It's going to be an unprecedented year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody strap in, roll your sleeves up. We going in. We're going to get you ready for this waiver wire to the best of our ability. And before we get to all that, we're going to handle this real quick housekeeping. Go ahead and follow me at the GMM Network on both IG and Twitter. Be sure you subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. Also subscribe to the Rum Boys Fantasy Network on YouTube. Shout out to the gang. Also check out all our latest and greatest articles from all our innovative sports journalists over there on rumboys.com. We got fresh new merch actually. Dropping. You can also get 10 free shipping on your merch by using promo code RUMBOYS. Also, shout out to our sponsor, Milk and Honey TX, for all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness. Visit milkandhoneytx.com. Also, Playmakers, you heard it in the beginning of this joint. This podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code GMM. We'll match your first deposit all the way up to $50. You know what I'm saying? We've been kind of killing it on these props. I fucked up tonight because, what's crazy is they move these lines for the less or more on the QBs. They move them pretty frequently. So we're sitting there deliberating, a 267 for Breeze. So less or more 267 Breeze, less or more Herbert the Pervert. And they had him at 260. By the time and right out the gate, I'm like, oh, I'm taking the more on both of them. Well, I said the more on Herbert, and then I was originally taking the less on Breeze. But then the homie, shout out to Robbie J, the Admiral. He made his case, and I'm like, you know what? I like your case. We're gonna go more on Breeze, and he agreed with me more on Herbert. And then by the time we go to lock it in, they had bumped it up to 274, and we're like, whoa, you know what I mean? They left Breeze where he was at, so we're like, oh, okay. And then, but I was still like, you know what? I still like the more. I'm like, I think he got 280 in him. You know what I mean? Ended up having 264. If we didn't, and it's probably Bogard's fault because I deliberate too much, break things down.
What was the original number?
It was at 260.
Then it jumped to 274.
It jumped up to 270, then 274.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, it like, you know what I mean? Like, we even went from deliberating it when it jumped to 270. You know what I mean? Where then it was like by the time we go to lock it in, it jumped up to 274. We're like, oh shit. And you know what? By this time we already had like 15 minutes until game time. So just Playmakers, you know, if you really, when you look at these props after using promo code GMM, you know what I'm saying, to get your first deposit matched all the way up to $50, make sure if you're really strong on a number or, you know, a line that is set, just, you know, smash that shit before, you know, it gets subject to change. And, but yeah, Gu. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the waiver wire / fantasy row. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
It's the fantasy wide range of emotion.
You know, your fate is pretty much sealed. I went into today. This is how low it's gotten for me. Is that, you know, I had Keenan Allen in one spot versus you. You know,
Yeah.
and you got a couple guys in Tennessee tomorrow. So you know, in fantasy where it's like, oh, I need a touchdown, an onside kick, and then another touchdown. You know, you start rooting for things like that.
Yeah, the non-realistic.
Today I was rooting for a Keenan Allen big game, and then a COVID outbreak. That's how desperate I got.
Damn.
That I was I was praying for the COVID
Just
outbreak.
for you, because you got like
Cancel
no bills
the game
either.
tomorrow. Let's get this win by any means necessary. It didn't happen. Keenan Allen.
Now you need that
early.
game to play.
So now I hope
because
there's a game. I hope we get to watch football at least tomorrow.
no, but you need the game too, because in that league's an IDP, and you have some IDPs in there that you still can give. They can give you a chance. Still, you never know.
I do have a couple IDPs, but what I don't have is any hope. So, yeah.
But you know,
No.
all right, I'll give you
And I
that.
got beat by Freddie Mercury this week.
Freddie
Mercury put up 33 on me, Queen himself. And the
Freddie
IDP
Mercury
league.
did it to you. I was just
Freddie
about to
Mercury.
say, fucking Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm like, how do I know that name?
I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me.
Mama. Ooh.
You just killed a man, Bogey, and that man is the Golden Goo.
I never mean to make you cry.
Hey.
If I don't come back again this time tomorrow, carry on.
Yes.
Oh, nothing really matters, Gu.
Nothing really matters.
Well, you know what?
Except my diamond status, which is nowhere, which I will see probably in 2028.
Listen, that's just not an importance to me. I think, you know, I think it might liberate you to not be fixated on that one aspect of it and just get.
You know what I already realized? Fuck Yahoo, we're changing formats next year. Different site. Screw this shit.
I love
It's got
Yahoo.
me fucking blinded.
Yahoo, give me money. Okay,
Yahoo,
so
give me money.
all right, so let's get right into the major injury. Let's just go right out the gate with it. Dak Prescott. It was a multi-fractured, dislocated ankle, season-ending. You know what I mean? Man, it was horrible because, like, you know, just as a human being, you feel for him, and like this is just like it's just every week it gets crazier with the injuries, and this one, like if a skilled guy goes down. You know, the next you're thinking, oh, who's the next guy up? Who's the next running back up? Who's the next receiver up? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna stand to benefit from something that is horrible like an injury? Because obviously it's fantasy. So we're gonna look at, you know, the positives and the negatives. In this case, he's gonna, like, you know, this is a phenomenal team with a lot of good fantasy relevant players.
Absolutely.
Like, I think this should affect it. I think everyone takes a step back. You know what I mean? I think maybe selfishly because I have Zeke in one spot, I actually think this helps Zeke because he is pretty much game script proof. But I also have a theory too. Now we know they try to enforce the run a ton, even more so, like not just with Zeke, but also Tony Pollard now. Like, I feel like unless, you know, you really just look at that terrible, terrible, terrible defense and you're like, well, Andy Dalton's at least going to throw the ball 40 times a game. So maybe it doesn't hurt anybody. You know what I mean? But I mean,
I'm kind of with you that I don't think that anybody really dies. Everybody kind of Zeke, I think, is safe, and I agree with you. He might get a little bit more of a boost because you're going from a dynamic quarterback, the guy, you know, who was going to be a top 3 fantasy quarterback easy this year, barring any injury, which, you know, that's what happened. But Andy Dalton is capable to me, and he's got weapons around him, and I think Mike McCarthy is ignorant enough to where they'll still throw it, like you said, 40 times. But the efficiency obviously isn't going to be as good. But I'm kind of in on Andy Dalton on this offense with those players around him.
In super flex, I love it. Like
why wouldn't you? Dak was elite in this offense. He's not Dak obviously, but he can be absolutely serviceable and have some big blow-up games. Andy Dalton 2 years ago was, not a guy. I mean, he was never anybody highly touted in Cincy, but he's got a lot better
more
players
so
around him now.
I wouldn't say 2 years ago. I'd go back a little further, like
maybe 3.
Yeah, but still, like, because since 2014, he was a top 5 QB in fantasy. You know what I mean? 2016, he was doing his thing still. They actually went 12 wins that year, and then he got he got a boo-boo, he got an owie. You know what I mean? Got injured, and that's pretty much been his story is, being capable in fantasy, but then getting, hurt eventually. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the most, array of weapons he's ever had. And then you couple that with the trash defense. So it's the fantasy formula we love. And right now, Zeke is on pace to catch like 95 balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they're going to have to lean on him just a little
too.
bit more and kind of slow down that offense a little bit. But I still think, like I said, there's a lot of talent there, a lot of opportunity. Andy Dalton, obvious number one waiver quarterback, at least this week. You know what I mean?
In an
Superflex,
immediate
that's an
shootout.
obvious one. Streaming leagues, that's a little tougher. 12-team single quarterback leagues. He's worth a speculative ad, but I mean,
I think he's in an immediate smash spot against Arizona, to be honest. But then again, too, it's like you probably just run all over Arizona if you're the Cowboys. Like, that's the plan. I think the plan is to try to avoid being in shootouts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And keep
Which
their own.
they might not be able to do because, like you said, that defense is really bad.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk
Rest
more.
in peace, Dak. For
Yeah,
2020.
man. And I think I got this from Miles Peacock. He had texted us. He was like, he is a Texans fan and he lives in Texas, and he texted us in a group thread. He was like, I think this is the last time we'll see, Dak have a snap in Dallas, pun intended.
Oh.
He said it's his last snap.
Hey, you know what? I'm kind of was thinking a similar thing after not getting that contract, and he goes out here and snaps his leg. If they don't pay him $40 million a year, somebody will. Somebody's gonna pay him, and I'd be mad at the Cowboys and say
I think it'd be the Raiders, because I don't see Derek Carr and taking them to any kind of promised land.
You're gonna rip Derek Carr after you just beat the Chiefs?
Listen, bro, let's touch on this real quick. All right.
Derek Carr's been kind of balling this year.
Jay Gruden is not a good coach. You know what he does?
What about John Gruden?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. John Gruden. Chucky. Okay? Chucky, to me, is not a good coach. What he is to me is someone that focuses on these intangibles to hype up his team. And ever since he's been there, he's like, look it, guys. We've never beat this team in Kansas City. You know what I mean? We've never beaten. First of all, my John Gruden's always laughable because it's terrible. But anyways,
good enough for me.
He's like, listen, this team is
You're
full
a
of
real
grinders.
grinder.
This team is full of grinders, and we gotta make it a rivalry. It's not a rivalry until we can beat them. And it's also one thing where, like, bro, Derek Carr just historically plays bad in KC, and you have to go back 10 years for a Raiders victory in KC. You know what I mean? So I think there was the intangible factor where, like, they spent a lot of the offseason focusing on that team, the Chiefs. And I think
they're trying to mirror the Chiefs.
Of
Isn't
course.
that not obvious with the
Henry Ruggs,
pick?
Darren Waller, yeah.
I mean, I think Henry Ruggs makes them gives them a dynamic that they haven't had ever.
I'll give you this.
Derek Carr is throwing the ball deep, bro, and it's
he did this game. He threw the ball deep this game.
Right. I mean, I've seen him throw it a little bit,
hold on.
but Ruggs has been banged up, and he just came back, I think, this week.
But I'll give you this much. He did set a Raiders record for being the only quarterback in Raiders history to have 2 touchdown passes that went over 50 yards. So that's cool. And in 2018, he led the league in deep ball accuracy. Although I think he had like 12 deep ball attempts. He's, or not 12. He had less than 12 that year.
He does throw a nice deep ball.
Yeah,
From what at least in that game, they look, you don't see him chuck it, but that's the one thing that offense has been missing all these years. They've been a dink and dunk. They can move it, but then there's never anything deep. That was always the knock on them. And if you have that element on your team, you're dangerous, bro. They just went in there and gave the Chiefs work. Like, I don't look at that as nothing. Even if they were, whatever reason it is that they showed up, I think I told you earlier in the year, I thought the Raiders were going to be kind of pesky. I'm kind of on the opposite side of you. I actually think Gruden is kind of a good coach, to be honest.
I'm giving the credit.
Important thing in football.
I'm giving the credit to Mike Mayock being a hell of a scout, and that's why he was able to just walk into that GM role. But I'm not.
Mike Mayock drafted Cleveland Farrell with the 4th overall.
Listen, you know what they're finna do, bro? Is when they don't get a championship, a Super Bowl, when they don't get that with Derek Carr, they will bring over someone like Dak Prescott. Ultimately, this is why we're the point I was getting to.
Yes.
They will
They
will give up the $40 million a year. Because they're trying to bite the Chiefs in every way. Like, oh yeah, you want to pay a quarterback $40 million? Oh, we can do that. Oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. It's down the road, but I think Dak, like, to bring it all back, Dak, unless they break him off, like, he didn't get hurt, he should be out.
He's gonna be disgruntled.
Yeah,
and you know what?
I'm over here dying for y'all motherfuckers.
And not paying. They're gonna offer him.
You giving Jalen Smith all this money, and you can't pay me? No, I got to go.
And bro, they're gonna offer him something, and they're gonna feel like, well, look here, Dak, we're gonna give you the discount because you're damaged goods. But we love you, Dak.
He'll be gone. He will be gone.
Yeah, they're gonna disrespect him with their offer not being what he wants.
Someone's gonna give him $40 million.
And I'm sorry.
That's so shitty, bro. As a human being, that's just so shitty. He was going to ball out so hard and throw for 5,500 yards.
And all you motherfuckers, though, out there, all you analysts out here screaming about how you don't like the franchise tag, this is a business at the end of the day. And this is probably the best thing that Jerry Jones wanted to happen because they want to keep Dak, but they don't want to pay him the bag he wants. You know what I mean? So this is
yeah.
Listen,
you don't want to see his leg snap, but
they're shitty human beings, bro. It's a shitty business. That's just business as usual.
Yeah,
I hate seeing that happen. I can't
disagree with that.
I wanted Dak to get paid because I was like, Dak's finna hold out, bro. I was like on that hype.
He probably wishes he had now.
Yeah, I mean.
But he wouldn't be collecting that, whatever it is, $35 million or whatever he's making on the tag this year.
Yeah,
so.
And that's guaranteed.
Yeah, he's getting all that either way. So,
yeah.
I think, you know what, Dak's long-term, he's going to be all right.
Yeah, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, it took him a while to come back.
Who?
Teddy Bridgewater. He had
I don't know anybody by this name.
Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Two Gloves. The former president, Teddy Two Gloves. The goddamn Teddy Roosevelt. He dislocated his whole knee off the fucking leg. Just the whole leg connection to the bottom. You know what I mean? And it took him a couple years to get back. This is just the ankle. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones like, look, Dak, we're going to get you the best doctors money can buy. And then Dak's going to say, thank you, Mr. Jerry. But in his head, he's like, yeah, but you couldn't give me the fucking best bag that a quarterback can have, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm gonna hit this bong real quick for
Dak's. I just finished rolling this joint. Season. Okay, so now let's get right to it. So while you're hitting that bong, go ahead. I sent you that list. We'll pull up the running backs first. The running back list isn't that crazy, but the injuries starts with Dalvin Cook. So obviously, on the pickups. Oh, and then monitor Kareem Hunt. I mean, I know it wasn't nothing serious, but he was in and out of that game. But the major one is Dalvin Cook, and he'll probably be held out because there is a bye week after Atlanta, and they could probably handle Atlanta, obviously, with Alexander Madison, which brings me to Alexander the Great Madison. If he's out there, which in Yahoo specifically, he's under the 50% threshold. So He could be out there. Just make a check for him because he would be a smash spot start for the week. And then I would probably even try to trade him to the Cook owner and just be like, shame on you for not having him.
Yeah, if you're the Dalvin Cook owner and you don't have Alexander Madison, I hope you don't get him. And I hope you have to pay to go get him back. Because shame on you for being irresponsible and thinking that your shit don't stink.
Hey, you heard that too, Monkey Munchers. Joe, that Monkey Munchers Playmakers is somebody in our league, and he's the Cook owner, and he just letting Alexander the Great Madison float around out there. You dumbass.
That's just arrogance, bro.
And
it's arrogance.
That's just, not only is it, I don't want to say it's arrogance, it's just flat out stupidity. He has an injury history, and here we go again.
And that's one of those elite handcuffs. You know what I mean? That's like if you're
he's
the
a talented
owner,
back.
and you don't have Tony Pollard, and he's sitting out there, you're retarded, bro. You're retarded, straight up.
Yeah.
That's facts, dog.
Okay, and then so go ahead and sound that running back list off.
Your running back, waiver wire targets.
Let's put Justin
Alexander
Jackson
the Great,
next, too.
obviously.
Yeah, we'll put Justin Jackson next.
He's a smash. He played him either way. Devontae Freeman, which he should be pretty much owned, but if he's somewhere for some reason out there, definitely grab him.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the threshold. Yeah.
Yeah, Damian Harris next on the list.
Yep.
Followed up with Cam Akers, Justin Jackson, who looked real nice tonight, and J.D. McKissick, whose snap count is crazy off the hook.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting Justin Jackson right as a priority unless Madison is there. But because Justin Jackson, like we were worrying, but we were all speculating what's it gonna look like. You know, it was, but you know, it was Justin Jackson time. You know what I mean? Like he came in, filled the Eckler role. This was a game script in the Monday Nighter that, you know, the Chargers were in control of this game the whole time. So, you know, and just Joshua Kelly, he just had his normal role that he's had all year. Nothing changed for him.
Yeah, Jackson definitely looked like the better back tonight. I mean, that could change. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Kelly, like you said, he's locked into his role. I could make the argument to prioritize Jackson over a Madison.
Yeah, because Madison's a rental.
If you're playing, because you're looking at Madison, Cook still may play. Even if it doesn't play, Madison, great spot 1 week. You're going into a bye. You're going to sit on him. Well, still, you come back, and then you're looking at Dalvin probably going to play out of the bye.
Justin Jackson has a bye week this week that they just threw on us.
So he's going into a bye. Oh, shit.
Yeah, they changed because of the scheduling changes.
This is why I'm the golden goo.
But it's the scheduling changes. They barely made that change like yesterday. You know what I mean? They were like, okay, because I picked up Herbert in a couple single QB leagues to roll him out against the Jets next week, and now I can't do that. But I'm still not mad. I'm got Herbert, I guess.
Yeah, you got him. No, I mean, you're still gonna look at. I'm thinking 3 games probably out of Justin Jackson before if you're talking about the bye, then 3 more games before we really start. You know,
yeah, like okay, when's Austin Eckler coming back? Yeah.
So you're getting. I said you might get 3 games out of Justin Jackson. Madison, you're getting 1, maybe 2, and then it's like, you know, I just think you might get an extra game out of Jackson. So tough, but you're getting the best matchup this week with Madison and Atlanta. Like that, you're not going to get better than that. Yeah. Even if Cook plays, Madison's going to be heavily involved,
and he'll arguably be like the highest owned running back in DFS, and I probably fade him in that sense. But in redraft, you get that man and you starting him up. And for everybody that's just known that depth is important this year, and you had Madison without even having Cook, bravo, because I mean, like this every week someone's going down. Like these you know, you just hold on to these motherfuckers so you don't got to be the guy to run to them to that fucking waiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, with the high end handcuffs, you know what I mean. The Camaras, the Murrays, even the Chubb, the Hunts. That's a little more expensive, but this is why you do it, because like Madison is not Mike Boone. Like he's not like it's not like Gio Bernard from Mixon. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a RB1 this week if Cook is out. So those guys are important. You're silly not to handcuff. Shame on you.
Yeah, stupidos. Okay. So yeah, one more time again on the running backs, we got Alexander Madison, Justin Jackson, Damian Harris, Devontae Freeman. Who else am I missing here?
Cam Akers.
Oh yeah, Cam Akers. You know what I mean? Just because, like, you know, he got back on the field. You know what I mean? Like, I still believe in the draft capital they spent on him and him having a just natural talent better than the Henderson and Brown. And like, he just, hey.
Henderson looks like he's kind of their favorite right now.
Right now, I'm still saying though, like, listen, Brown is nothing, bro. You know what I mean?
But Akers was what, a second round pick, right?
Yeah.
And what was Henderson, a third?
I believe so, yeah.
So I mean,
I think he was a second.
It's not like he was a top. Akers was a top 10 pick, and then you got a third round guy. This was a third rounder and a second rounder. I think I'm kind of like, I think Henderson might be the guy for as long as it doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah, I can give you that. You know what I mean?
Malcolm Brown is just what he is.
I still say though, as far as the depth purposes go, I would try to, because people, they dropped the Cam Akers everywhere. You know what I mean? Most people.
Yeah. No, it was hard to hang on to him, especially with that situation. It's like, it's gonna take an injury or Henderson to be real bad.
J.D. McKissick is not anyone. That's a deeper league ad. I just want to specify that one. But like, and it is gonna be Kyle Allen again. Granted, it was dope to see Alex Smith just be able to play football again. But they said it's gonna be Kyle Allen. You know what I mean? I think he's on a very short leash though. And then, you know what I mean? With the week where where Alex Smith can, work with the ones as the backup at least. Because he went in there like, they benched Haskins midweek. So it's like Alex Smith got plunged into that secondary role probably, the middle of the week. So, and then, he had to get in the game on necessity. You know what I'm saying?
Alex Smith can retire now. I'm going to say it, bro. He can retire, bro. Alex Smith, bro, I love you.
Listen,
no
I think
I just don't want to see that.
I think they win a division. I think they have a solid shot at winning that, or at least competing in that division with Alex Smith.
No.
That division is wide the fuck open like a horse legs, bro.
I understand, but if you look at what Alex Smith did yesterday, it's so clear.
It was against Aaron Donald, bro.
I mean, I think here's my theory on what happened yesterday with that. I was petrified when I saw Alex Smith get in there, and when they cut to his wife and kids, bro. When I seen his wife, bro, his wife was shook.
She was terrified. Like he don't want to, because Alex
that man almost died and got his
he almost died, bro. He almost died because of his leg.
Fuck what he does on a football field for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? She was ready to cut his leg off just so he could live. But so I love Alex Smith. I hope. But I just could not. I would not want to see it. It's scary. I don't want to see him. He can retire now, Kyle Allen. But then again, why did they let him play? Kyle Allen was clear to come back. It was wet, bro. It was slippery. You don't see legs snap in puddles and wet fields. Like, this was the only game where I think Rivera kind of was like, we ain't gonna.
First of all, he took 6 sacks, bro. He took 6
Rivera
sacks.
loves a comeback story. He is that right now.
Right now he's trying not to die either. Like, he's literally fighting cancer right now. So.
Exactly. So he's like, you know what, Kyle
I'm
Allen,
telling you, you know me.
We held him out for his
I
own
love a
safety,
good
though.
narrative.
This was Alex Smith's one time to come back. He threw 7 yards.
I love a good narrative. Here's Alex Smith. He thought he was gonna die. He came back. Kyle Allen, step aside. Dwayne Haskins, we're benching you. You're taking shirtless pics after a loss. Step aside. You know what I mean? Now Ron Rivera, he's fighting for his life. This team wants to fight for him just the same. And then you got Alex Smith with the comeback, story of the year, potentially. I think the intangible factors could get them to 6, maybe 5-11, and win that division. At 5-11.
Hell the fuck. Nah, you know what? No, the football team, it's a great story, Alex Smith.
They're 4 teams away. They're
like
4 wins away from possibly be winning this division at 5-11. Because then all they have to do is win in their division, beat the Giants twice.
Kyle, don't fuck up. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Don't fucking die. Don't die.
Kyle Allen's gonna get them win the division at 5-11, and he's gonna go down, and Alex Smith is gonna make his playoff appearance in the Redskin or a football team's uniform. I love just writing these narratives, to be honest. Anyways, let's go on to receivers. There's a lot of injuries this week, like minor injuries, but injuries nonetheless. Sammy Watkins, AJ Green right out the gate, hamstring. Oh, really? That's right. Because Will Fuller's actually playing, so they know it's got to be one of them 3 motherfuckers or 2 of the 3. But listen, they're the hamstring gang. You know what I mean? Deontay Johnson left the game. I can't remember off the top of my head what his injury is. You know what I mean? Who else we got on that injury list?
Is this our first reference in 20 for Hammy Watkins?
Yep. That's what I said. Where's he been? He's back. He's repping the gang.
It's the annual Hammy Watkins mention.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised it's barely coming in week 5.
It's starting to feel like football again.
Yeah, I mean, well, we just had our first game of the year. I mean, because we had 4 weeks of preseason, basically.
Jesus. I don't know what realm we're in anymore.
Yeah, I mean, those first 4 weeks were basically preseason where motherfuckers are playing the whole game and they getting hurt, B. They're playing the starters are playing entire games to get into game shape.
Yeah, hopefully we see things start to level out because it's been a fucked up year so far.
So who do we got? Am I missing anybody else? Oh,
you missed Deontay Johnson's on the list, and then your boy Keenan
Allen Wayans. Yeah, Keenan Allen left the game tonight or the Monday nighter with a back injury. He was on the first drive. He never came back, and they probably could have used him. So I think it might have been something to monitor. We don't have a lot of information, but obviously Mike Williams, he came out, he showed up. It's really everyone else is like no names over there. Let's get to the waiver wire targets for the wide receiver position.
Yeah, I mean you got first on the list, White T Higgins. You know what I'm saying? Chase Claypool. We haven't even talked about to this point. Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I put it. You see how I took off the L? It's Claypoo because he was just poo-pooing on them, like, bruh.
No.
And here's the thing. I need to rewatch that game. I didn't get to watch the condensed version of that game because I need to know when Deontay Johnson left, like how early he left. I need to know this because I want to know if like all of a sudden it was just an attrition thing, or maybe it was a match. Was Deontay Johnson there most of the game, and it was a matchup thing where
I didn't see Deontay Johnson at all on Sunday. I didn't see Juju Smith-Schuster. I think I saw him once on the Red Zone channel. I don't know exactly what time he left, but I know it was Claypool early and often. And you know what? This game, bro, I love Mike Tomlin. I have to say, you know that I love that motherfucker. Philly is a tough run defense. As Niner fans, we saw that last week. We got, they handed it to us. That's another thing. We're a bad team right now, but that's another topic.
I expect that
Philly
one was
good run defense. Mike Tomlin, they're a good run offense. Instead of being ignorant and just pounding Connor, they were getting stuck. He started running these little sweeps, and he was killing them on the edges with Claypool and that's why, bro, they were feeding him early and often because up in the box, it was nasty, bro.
Yep.
Philly, Pittsburgh, that interstate matchup is nasty. Those defenses come to fight, bro. And it was nasty in the box. Claypool killed him on the outside all day, bro. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But I love Mike Tomlin. He's like, you know what? You want to stuff the box? I'm going to hand it off to Claypool then. You go run this thing in real quick. I don't give a fuck.
And see, here's the thing, though, why I got Higgins there is because Higgins, like, I just don't expect AJ Green to be a thing at all. Like, just be hurt and stay hurt so you're not, even though, because he wasn't even drawing number one coverage anymore this week. Humphreys was on Higgins. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, so Higgins is number one because people aren't really buying into it. He's still like not owned over the 60% threshold on Yahoo leagues. I haven't checked anywhere else. Plus, most of the leagues I'm in, I got him or, someone else.
For sure. I see he's been picked up in most of our leagues, but he is definitely somebody, AJ Green, bro, he's on the way out. He collected his franchise tag. They ain't gonna even tender him an offer next year. No, you know what I'm saying? He can go. They got some low depth at receiver over there, guys that can play with. It's what AJ. What are you doing? You are the Zach Ertz of the wide receiver position.
Just washed up as fuck right now.
What the fuck is going on, dog? You guys get your heads out of your asses.
Hey,
fucking
you know what?
Jokes.
But so we got who else we got? We got Higgins. Then we
You got Claypool. We got Henry Ruggs on the list, who looking like looking like a Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Like, man, that dude is fast.
Looking like young Tyreek. You gotta remember Tyreek's already been in the league for 4 years. This is what reminds me when we first seen Tyreek, because when Tyreek first hit the scene, he was with Alex Smith, who was traditionally a shorter A-dot passer. You know what I mean? Safer passer where they would just hit it off with like screens, dump offs, short, little short routes. But every so often uncork a big one because they wouldn't expect it out of Alex Smith. It's the same thing for a Derek Carr. They're not.
I love it, and I mean this is why they went and took him over Lamb and Judy, because he provides a
but
dynamic
also because
that those guys don't do.
Let's just remember,
they don't have that kind of
Chucky's
speed.
not creative anymore. He needs to just rip off everything he sees.
No, but no.
This is true.
He's
the quintessential
wide receiver
copycat
is the Raider
league.
way, bro.
Like,
that's what they do.
The NFL's a
They draft
copycat
a
league.
speedy receiver higher than everybody. Oh,
That is true. That is the Raider way.
That's the Raider way, bro. And it looked like it, but in this case, it looks like they got it right for once. As of right now, because he fits that offense. Because they don't need a guy to move the sticks. They got Waller, you know what I mean, and they got Renfro's kind of a nice little slot receiver. You got Jacobs, you know what I mean, inside the 5 to 10 to 15 yards, they're all right. Ruggs provides a dynamic that no one else does, bro. So they might be winning right now because they that top is coming off when Ruggs is on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise,
I'll tell you this much though,
N'Keal Harry on the list. You got Preston Williams on the list.
Yep.
You got Travis motherfucker on the list.
Yep. That.
You know what I'm saying?
Travis,
Motherfucker.
F-U-G ham. Like, you know what I mean? The fudge ham.
They got
the
you know what I
motherfucker.
mean? But yeah, no. Preston Williams killed the Niners. Dog, the dude on the Niners, I don't even want to say his name. I don't remember his name. 48.
Yes, his name is it Cam? He was a cornerback. He was a cornerback that activated off the practice squad that week, and then obviously the first a true Bill Belichick disciple like Brandon Flores was like, "This is who the fuck we are targeting." You know what I mean?
All
day. They destroyed that corner with everyone. Like they should have. You wanted to bench Jimmy G, you should have benched that cornerback.
But he didn't have. There's no one else.
Move someone to corner. Tell Jimmy Ward to play corner again or something.
That's what I thought they would have kind of done.
Me
Not
too.
outside corner, but slot corner at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did. I actually capped.
He was on Gesicki, like, you know, I mean, his best if it wasn't Fred Warner, and like just everybody ate, bro. Like we're in
shambles right now.
We're so banged up, and like, you know, and I don't know. I'm not mad. I always go into every year with no expectations. It's really irritating these Raider fans because, you know what I mean, like, they can't enjoy finally in 10 years beating the Chiefs and then thinking they're a good team. They need it. They're like, especially these content.
They got to bring the Niners into it.
Yeah, all the time, and it's kind of pathetic because of how obsessed they are.
Hey,
and
you're just
building bad karma.
High school a long time ago. Unfortunately, you know that kind of was like faded, bro. Raiders, like the rivalry. I don't know. I guess I've been playing fantasy too long.
And just like, hold on, just like the Raiders were saying, this Raiders team was saying, we have to beat the Chiefs or we can't call it a rivalry. Bruh, the Raiders have not beat the Niners in like our last hell of meetings, except for like maybe a preseason.
Well, we only
meeting.
play every like what?
I know that,
6
but
years.
We got them by like a margin, like a sizable margin. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, but I don't look at the past either.
I don't know why
the team's changed so much.
But you know, they call it. They think it's a rivalry because they've been sorry for so long, and we've actually been good in every decade at one time or another.
I have no gripes with Las Vegas. I love Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's not Oakland.
It's not Oakland.
And I don't even have gripes with that organization. It's the fan base that are just like.
Of course. You know, I had a cousin, bro, who in the early 2000s.
Especially motduring who think they know sports and they don't know shit. And then they're just like on some nah shit. And it's like, bruh, when you fall on your face, There's gonna be so many motherfuckers that are gonna kick you while you're down and spit on you while you're down, and they're just bringing it on themselves.
Just wait for it to happen. Just wait for it to
Yeah, I
happen
know.
patiently,
That's all I
you know?
gotta do.
Let them do their thing.
The
I told
false
you I have a
hope's
cousin
the
who's a Raider
best
fan,
too.
like who's just like that. And in the
I know
early
a ton of them.
2000s, it was super funk. But you know, what I mean, I like the Jeff Garcia TO Niners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That era versus the Rich Gannon.
Yep.
And the late Jerry Rice Raiders.
Oh yeah.
And they went to the Super Bowl, and man, that year I hated my cousin. He was so annoying. And he picked me up, took me out to Tracy. You know what I mean? Shout out to the 209. Took me out there. We watched the Super Bowl, and you know what happened in that Super Bowl against Tampa. He left at
They
the
got
end of the
bucked?
third quarter. He left at the end of the third quarter. I didn't see from him. He was so mad. His dad had to give me a ride back home.
I was gonna say, didn't he
I
leave
was
you
young
out there in the
at
valley?
the time. He cut out. He was so butthurt. He was gone. That's how Raider fans get down. You know what I mean? They'll talk the most shit, but when they get, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm a season ticket holder for the Niners, and for years, when they were a bad team or a good team. Raider fans make fun of Niners for being bandwagoners, right? And like, oh, you guys only talk about the team when you're good. Bro, all these Raider fans don't say shit until they're winning. It's hilarious. It's so hypocritical. It's hilarious to me.
I'm
it's
sorry
like,
you're caught up in that.
It's like you guys are that makes them bandwagoners by definition.
Bro, I mean, I can't really put a number. I'll say half. Half of all Raider fans are just Raider fans because it looks cool to be a Raider fan. Let's be honest.
It looks cool.
I mean, out here
to
it's a
be
little
attached
different
to.
because we local. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
But but for the most part, if you ain't from around here and you're a Raider fan, whatever.
Yeah,
but we're from around here, so it's
and
real,
and there
ain't no rivalry no more. We all here to get money. Too old for that rivalry. We ain't getting gangs somewhere. We all try. You know what I mean? With the Niners, we were in the Super Bowl. I'm not thinking about the Raiders when we're in the Super Bowl.
And listen, the Raiders most of these Raider fans I speak of, they were so fucking pathetically hating on the Niners. They were actually rooting for a division rival in the Super Bowl.
It's a lose-lose for them. I guess that Super Bowl was for last year.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so that's pretty much the receivers. Go ahead and run those names again one more time.
Receivers, again, we had T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, Ruggs, N'Keal Harry, Preston Williams, and Travis Fulgham.
Yeah. And Travis Fulgham, I mean, like, he's
not so high on that guy,
Me
man.
neither. He's interesting, but I was just about to point out that, like, pieces are coming back. You know what I mean? Like, Jeffrey's coming back. But, I mean, as far as plug and plays go, this is why
I want no part of Philly if I have a choice in it. I just want no part of it. Are they
Miles
just doing
Sanders.
an absolute
Miles
mess?
Sanders. Give me Miles Sanders.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, even if you had Wentz, whatever, but I just...
No,
they're all,
no Wentz.
Miles Sanders, you had a 70-yard touchdown. Other than that, you didn't
Hey, he got that 70-yard house call. Hey.
I'm giving him the Derrick Henry treatment.
He still got
it was like a third and long, third and like 10 plus, and he broke 70 yards.
Let's go. It still happened. 100 miles and running Sanders.
It was ridiculous, but yeah, whatever. Let's go to tight end. What you got for me?
Okay, it's at the top of the list. I'd say I like Robert Tonyan here. You know what I mean? Who else did I have on there? Jimmy Grandpa. There's one more I'm missing.
Dalton Schultz is on the list.
Oh yeah, Dalton Schultz.
Trey Burton you put on the list.
Yeah, well, because
we're going back to this. Huh?
He had the most routes run. It's a speculative thing. I mean, Mo Alley Cox. You know what I mean? Like here's the thing is that whoever the tight end, they're gonna eat essentially. Trey Burton was bred to be that guy. He knows the system. He played for the Eagles when they had Frank Reich there. Now Frank Reich's there in the Colts. That's why he brought him over. He started off with a calf injury in the year. So, Jack Doyle got hurt. That's why Mo Alley Cox was a thing. I'm looking at the routes run. Mo Alley Cox didn't run not even half the amount of routes from, you know what I mean? So that's why I put the name on there. Also, other honorable mentions. Logan Thomas again, because I know a lot of people have dropped him. You know what I mean? Kyle Allen, he's kind of a safe space type of guy. You know what I mean? He's looking for the easy target, which tends to be a tight end. You know what I mean? Or the running backs, or you know what I mean? Just the shorter A dot guys. But it's kind of a dry week. I do like Robert Tonyan. I'm interested to see if it's gonna be if that was all just because Devontae Adams was out.
I mean, the 3 touchdowns. I mean, that looks like more of a.
But he had a touchdown.
He had like
3
5
games.
or 6 catches on the day, though. So
And
I think you could count on Robert Tonyan for like the 5 for 40 every week. The touchdown is I like the odds for a touchdown, but being a huge touchdown guy, I can't see that, especially with Adams coming back.
I think if I'm Rodgers, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Tonyan versus like any other secondary option outside of Adams and
I mean,
Jones.
they don't really have much. I mean, Lazard's gone. MVS is more of like a big play kind of guy, a boom or bust kind of receiver, not somebody you can really a red zone move the sticks kind of guy.
And that's
then
it.
outside of that, it's Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones in the passing game.
What
I'm
is
with
his
you on
name?
Tonyan. He's a red zone option.
Yeah. And he's a blocker.
Like I said, I like the odds for a touchdown. Not heavy volume though on the.
He's a blocker too, so he's on the field. You know what I mean? Like, and that's so he's gonna be down there in the red zone packages. He's gonna get field opportunity to get some production at a scarce position. Okay, and then QBs streamings. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I actually like Dalton this week. You know what I mean? Against the Cardinals in a potential shootout. I love the spot that Fitzmagic is in again. I mean, even when he played Seattle, which is supposed to be a smash spot, he probably got 26 points, I think, that week in most formats. So I still like it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, he just demolished should be good Niners defense. I like him this week. You know what I mean? I love the Ginsu against Detroit. You know what I mean? Detroit is averaging 2 passing touchdowns to opposing QBs. They've had a few weeks where they gave up 3 through the air. I love that. Who else you like streaming this week?
On the quarterback market, let me see here. I definitely like the Andy Dalton play. We talked about
Nick
that.
Foles. Are we streaming Nick Foles against the Panthers?
Let me pull up the schedule here because I honestly haven't dug into it.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Foles against the Panthers. That might not be a bad one either.
No, definitely not mad at that.
Yeah. Did we lose the goo? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is a smash one, obviously, playing Atlanta. The one thing you got to be worried about is they just punch everything in, but it should. And
Tannehill, not mad at Tannehill.
No, who did Tennessee got this week coming up?
They're playing Buffalo tomorrow, and then they go over to Houston, which is not any kind of defense that scares me. So
yeah, Houston, they don't scare me. Like my man, the Ginsu just put up 302 on them, 302 passing touchdowns.
Yep, Carson Wentz is playing Baltimore, who they've been a little bit vulnerable on the air, but they are. They did show up last week, but it was
it was a rookie and a bad line. And Wentz has that similar bad line. Lane Johnson got carted off. He was probably their last good offensive lineman outside of Kelsey's brother. Jason, what was his name? Jason Kelsey.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's the center. And they might even end up moving him around because he can play. He's filled in other spots before, and they got a backup center. Either way, I mean.
That's pretty much it for
Jimmy
quarterbacks.
G and the Niners. I'm not touching any of that situation, even though that could be a potential shootout. Other than that, I think I like those options we named.
I mean, if you're mostly in streaming quarterback leagues, those guys should be kind of a couple of them. Most of them should be available.
Yeah,
to Superflex leagues, obviously, those guys are not around.
And in Superflex leagues, just grab every fucking quarterback that's ever available.
Always. I mean, it's a kind of a given. If you're in a 12-team quarterback league, a quarterback should not be sitting on the free agency. So
12-team Superflex.
Look and see who has 2. Look and see who's got weak ones, and go target them.
Yeah. Okay. So how are we looking on time right now? I want to know how much time we got to fucking just rant about fantasy wide range of emotions.
We got all the time in the world, Bogey.
No. I'm serious though.
No, we got about a good half.
Okay. All right. I just also want to pat ourselves on the back for the efficiency of that fucking solid 30 minutes, essentially, right? When did we start here? 10 our time? I mean,
we started just about. No, it was about 10, 20, 10:30, somewhere in between there.
okay, cool.
Let's timestamp this episode.
Yes. Okay. All right. So now, what's some of the outside of the big injuries or the constant injuries? Let's just go with takeaways from the year so far. Not even just this past weekend. Like, it doesn't even have to be. Maybe like even in fantasy. Like,
are we gonna go fantasy or you want to go?
Just whatever. Well, just hit me with it, bro.
I fucked up.
Okay.
No, I mean, damn.
I'll tell you this much. I'm supposed to have Nuke Skywalker everywhere. I have Chris Godwin. I legit was in drafts thinking, damn, do I pull up Nuke right here? You know what I mean? But fuck, he has Godwin in his name. Pulling up Chris Godwin. You know what I mean? Or like Julio falls in the second round in one spot, and I have a choice between the three of them, and I'm like, you know what? We're going Julio. Stack him with Matt Ryan later on. Like you know what I mean? Like it was just. I'm supposed to have Nuke Skywalker everywhere. How about that? That's where I fucked up because I thought that's where you were going when you said I fucked up.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a lot of that with the Godwin, you know that one, but it's just. I don't know, man. It's still early, but some guys like. I mean, it's all injury. It's really all injury. I don't think I've really drafted too many people inside the first 5 rounds that just haven't produced. You know what I mean? If they haven't gotten hurt, Adams, bro. It's been Adams. I got a little Julio, like you said, Godwin. Like I was big on receiver going in this year in the early rounds.
Yeah, early.
That one is starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt because the running backs in the mid rounds haven't really like lived up to the boom like they did kind of last year. You know what I mean? So it's been the receivers, and then the mid round receivers there's some hitters in there. I did find Calvin Ridley. I got Calvin Ridley everywhere. So you know what I mean? Like that's been a silver lining. But I mean, man, Atlanta is trash. Like just absolute trash.
Would you flip a Michael Thomas right now, knowing they're going on a bye week, and the Lions are coming off, and would you try to send the allure of Michael Thomas if you can get Kenny G back?
No.
Okay.
No, not this week. Not if you.
What if your record? What if you were like a 1-3, 1-4, or a 2-3? Like
not for a Kenny G. If I'm
Allen Robinson.
I mean, I guess I'm not a big Allen Robinson guy, but
those are the two guys
right now. I mean, so I can't really argue with it in
Robert
terms
Woods.
of value. Yeah, that type of player.
Stephon Diggs.
I would do. Who?
Stephon Diggs.
Fuck, dog. These are tough, bro.
I'm saying because these are questions that we've been getting asked where it's like.
No, you're right. Because I'm kind of with you. It's because I'm with, like, I have a Godwin and I have a Thomas in a few spots. And, like, you don't know, one, how healthy are they coming out into these next games? Are they going to be 100% healthy? You're trading what you would perceive as a better player for a healthier performing player. And
who's actually risky, producing? And like you're trying to squeeze.
You can do it right now and get away with it.
You're trying to use name value to get it away.
You say that again?
You're trying to use name value to get it away, knowing that everyone knows they're hurt. Like you're like, yo, you come knocking on someone's door, and you're like, I got Godwin, bro. He has God and win in his name.
And that's the name of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're like, yo, let me get Diggs off.
Once those guys get back on the field and you see them perform like they are, you're not willing to do those deals anymore.
No.
So you know
but
what I mean?
You gotta wait.
Yes, when the offer is made, do you feel like gambling? You know what I mean? If you've
had Michael
can get
Thomas,
a sure thing, but you're getting it at a lesser value, or you hold on to something that has greater value but has risk to it. So that's the name of the game. Those trades are hard for me. It's hard for me to do those, especially when I know Thomas is was going to play this week until he started punching people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's true.
When they're healthy, and you've
sat. But now you got to wait another week. You got to wait an entire week.
If I'm 1-3, or 1-4. Depending on, I would strongly consider it. You know, I mean, Michael Thomas for like a DK or a Diggs or one of those guys really balling. A Thielen even. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to. If you're
I don't know about you. If you'd be able to get DK right now, but like Someone might consider that because they're all on a bye week this week, so you might be able to pull that one off versus like getting some. Like the reason I say Galladay is because then you have Galladay barring any injury the rest of the way. You know what I mean? Like now that's like okay, this is the name of the game now because you know what I mean. Like and if I am 4-1. I might be trying, and I have Galladay. I might do that. Give me Michael Thomas. I'm 4-1 right now.
Absolutely, and you know what? That's one of the things I actually like to do. Is I like to trade a guy like that's been overperforming.
I got Julio for you in the SBI.
It's a buy low, sell high.
I got Julio for you in the SBI.
Oh yeah. I mean, I might have to be moving a receiver over there.
Yeah.
I'll take Julio, but you know what I mean. I don't have much over there. I'm beat up.
I'll give you Mostert and Julio. Give me James Conner right now. I'll do it.
Mostert and Julio for Conner.
Yeah. Because now I'm getting Conner for the rest of the way, barring injury.
Send that over.
Okay. Have your people call my people.
I think we're on the line right now.
Yeah, well, that's why we're a little busy.
Yeah, dial that up.
See, and I'm willing to do that just to get the fuck away from Julio. And that situation over there with our Niners. Give me what's going on in Pittsburgh. And the only reason you're entertaining that is because now I'm dangling. See how we did that, Playmakers? I dangled the phenomenal name value of Julio Jones,
and it worked, and I bit.
And I don't leave him hanging without a running back in return, and then I get someone who's been producing since week 1.
Absolutely, trading is an art.
It's an art.
You know what I mean? It's an art, and you have to really look at somebody's roster, and it's not hard to see where their holes are, where their weaknesses are. So you exploit those. You offer them somebody that fills a hole, and then somebody that replaces what you're taking. So it's you're right on, Bogey. I would never have traded James Conner if you didn't offer me a running back I did not like back. And you know how I feel about Mostert on the beat, ho.
And Mostert is like, here's the thing, is like I think it was his first game back. You know what I mean? That's one of those ones where I would probably regret it. But then now I'd have depth at running back, and I could get a receiver like. I'd be able to wiggle a receiver out of someone who has lack of running backs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. So I can't pass on that name value. That's a buy low for me, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
you get a 2
taking
for
risk
1.
on Julio might be out. You know, he might need to sit another 2 to 4. Who the fuck knows?
See, and what's the difference for me? I haven't had Julio or Raheem. So it's like, to me, I'm just getting a guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. Raheem came back. He might as well not have came back for me this week. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. The professor is as smart as I knew he is.
What did he do this time? What did he do?
So I've been working. All right, I was saying, I don't know if he'll get here, but I've been trying to move Daniel Jones in this league. So tough. And you know him. For those that don't know, this guy didn't draft any quarterbacks super flex. He's rolling out Trubisky Foles and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and then he had
14
Haskins.
Team league with
so
two
now
quarterbacks.
He doesn't even have Haskins or Darnold.
He doesn't have he has Darnold. He doesn't have Haskins anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like he didn't this past week. He didn't have either of those guys.
And he didn't. He had Mitch. He dropped him. He had to trade for Foles. It was a big mess.
Who do you trade for now?
So I've been trying. Last week I was working him hard, and I said pause. Justin Jefferson was who I was after for Baker Mayfield, and he would not bite.
Baker, monitor Baker too. Playmakers forgot to throw him on the injured QB list.
So he got banged up a little bit. Probably should be fine though. So
Throwing
now
shoulder,
I'm flipped the script. It's Daniel Jones for Jefferson, and Andy Dalton is sitting on the free agency, and this guy has the second claim. And yours truly is falling apart in this league, has the third claim.
Oh.
And he now just realized Andy Dalton is sitting there. So it's Chase Claypool, Andy Dalton.
And then that person is going to get Claypool for sure. But
the guy with the number 1 claim is checked out. I don't think there is a possibility.
Are you serious? We have a checkout already in this early?
Checked out. He will not win a game this year. You heard it.
Who's that, Alex?
Yes.
And man, when do I play Alex, man? No fuck.
He is the bye week. You know what I mean? He's the bye week. So, anyways, yes, I was trying to get Daniel Jones done today, and he's now realized that Andy Dalton is there.
Well,
so.
you know what? You played the dirty game the way it's supposed to be played.
I tried.
You let Alex know.
Jefferson. And
you let Alex know about Dalton
for Daniel Jones, which I was very close to. He would have been in a position where he had to pick up Chase Claypool to replace that guy, and I would have been able to grab one.
Yeah, but you should tell that motherfucker, that last place guy is the Jimmy G guy too. You tell him, hey, you need Sam Darnold over there. And matter of fact, that's just I don't like shit like that, dude. Just because you're whack at fantasy, then don't fucking play to begin with. To know you're whack and then dip out.
I'm with you on that. He is 100% whack if he does not make this claim. I'll have some faith. Maybe he will.
That guy was a filler at best.
But he is trash. He drafted Chris Carson in the first round, so he's trash.
Shout out to Alex, the filler.
He's been around for a while. He's been a long-term filler.
Why you guys keep letting him fill that vacancy? Find a real motherfucker that wants to get out. And I'm saying it, there was years that it happened for a couple of consecutive years. He was a true filler where the commissioner was like, yeah, I'll even pay for you. That's how bad they needed a filler. Just to keep it a 14-team league.
It did come to that.
Yo, just bump it down to 12 then instead of having this guy who's potentially going to fuck it up for everybody else. What if there's a guy you need to lose?
If he doesn't make a claim, he is not fucking it up for me. So, let's talk to him. Let's talk to him on like Thursday. I'm gonna be biased this week.
Well, the waivers are gonna run, my friend.
I know it is, but I'm a little biased and I'm a little desperate over there. So,
don't you want him to get Sam Darnold? That way you could pull off your trade.
No, I don't want not Sam Darnold, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, I mean, yeah.
No, because then I'm not going to get. I want to get him or Claypool, Dalton or Claypool.
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing now. Yeah.
And I'm the third claim.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy is watch this. Then Alex is gonna wake up and take Claypool.
I know, and then go fucking figure, right?
Yeah,
that's one of those ones that's like not even. It's so
because he's another one of those guys that chases last week's production, and that's last week. That's the guy where
Adam gets Fulgham, and I'm gonna be pissed.
You know what's crazy? Because if you can get you a Claypool, Adam's gonna be like, "I'll give you my whole team for him, dog." Hey, he's gonna be screaming at you for him. Hey, I need Claypool, dog.
I doubt it.
Yep,
I would hope so.
I don't.
Like I said at the beginning, anybody but Adam.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bell Cow. Take that motherfucker down.
I like it. So he took, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, cause my QB1, dog." Blah blah blah. Shut up. You don't know nothing. You know squat. You know what I mean? You literally had to have someone draft your team for you. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, bro, it was making it even worse, bro. My reign in the GKL looks like it's a wrap, bro.
Well, I mean, what did you thought it was gonna last forever? You know
I did, Bogey. I really did.
I mean,
I just thought
I had my bad year last year. I was always consistent in that league, in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, it happens, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like right now, I hope I could pull off this win to get to 3-2. And just be above 500 and be like, okay, because next week I'm going to be without half my team now because I already don't have Michael Thomas or DK. And then now Keenan Allen has a bye week all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Which couldn't have come at a better time, actually, for Keenan Allen.
Yeah, all of a sudden him getting hurt. But it's like, because to be honest, bro, listen, Keenan Allen, you were great. I'll flip your ass over this fucking bye week. I would do it.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be time. But then he fucked up his value, bro. All I do is finish the game. But then again, you wouldn't really want to trade him if he...
No, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be in the part of the conversation. Not for nothing cheap.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Okay, so here's one I got. It's just being able to understand the need of depth. That's the most important thing to know. You need depth every year. What's the difference with this year? Oh, because motherfuckers, there's a plague going around, and you know what I mean. You can only hold. There's only 2 IRs that we put in our leagues. God damn it. Motherfuckers probably be like, damn, if only we had 3 or 4 of these motherfuckers, then you could be okay. Like, because there's people that are dealing with shit like that where they got 4 motherfuckers on COVID.
Hey, in leagues with 2 IRs, if you're not playing the IR game, slacking. You're slacking, man. Like, I'm telling you, if you ain't stashing people in there that are even just ruled out, because in a lot of leagues, when you're ruled out, you can put a guy in there.
Yep.
And let me tell you the trick, Playmaker. Like, I've been really doing this, and this is how you get
using your
ahead
kickers. Your kickers and defenses that you're streaming already, you drop those motherfuckers to pick up people that you could automatically put.
Well, yeah, that's right after waivers for sure. You drop a kicker, you drop a weak defense or somebody else. But here's another thing I'm doing in leagues where where the rosters don't lock at 10
until
o'clock,
the game
where they
starts.
lock right before the game.
Yep.
Okay, you get a 10 o'clock guy. You can tell before the 1 o'clock games whether you're going to keep that guy, most likely. If he flopped, if it's like a guy like a running back, a handcuff stash guy like you grabbed.
Yeah, if the Raiders are playing a 10 o'clock game, you go get Devontae Booker. By the time that game's done and Josh Jacobs isn't
you drop
dead,
him and you grab another guy.
Yeah, you grab the next guy.
You keep grabbing guys throughout until Sunday night, even Monday night. And you can find guys ahead of waiver times. Like I did that. I grabbed Preston Williams in one league. Just right before, because I had, I think, Gus Edwards. And I said, fuck the Ravens backfield. There's no point in holding Gus Edwards anymore. Hey. Super deep league. And I picked up Preston Williams. You know what I mean? That's like a free, you're ahead of the waivers when you start doing things like that. You look at the games that are available.
Hold on. Preston Williams was available? He was available in the Eastside League?
Huh?
Preston Williams was available in the Eastside League?
Yeah, I grabbed him.
That's so irresponsible of that league.
Who dropped him? Didn't you drop him?
No, I had him in the TFL.
Okay, different league. Which smaller league makes more sense. This is a deep league.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it, but shout out to him. But I didn't start him. I wasn't savvy enough. But you do that. You just get ahead of waivers by a little bit, even if it's by cut that 10 o'clock crap. Get rid of it. Grab some 1 o'clock stuff. If that don't hit, drop it. Grab some Sunday night stuff. Anybody. Even if even tonight, bro, grab a Jameis Winston. If Drew Brees gets hurt, you got a quarterback. If not, you dropping Jameis, you're making away from it. You know what I'm saying? It's low risk and high reward. Unless you know what I mean, don't cut anybody questionable, but if you have guys you're gonna cut them right away and start grabbing guys before the games.
Here's some of my advice. If there's some guys of big name value that haven't been producing, I'm trying to move them off big name value before they lose all their value moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, you need to win. Like, this is a week to week year. 2020 is week to week to me. You could, if you have all the depth in the world, you're cool. You're set up for the year. It's not like that for everybody. You know what I mean?
You're at the point now where your record kind of got to start dictating what you do a little bit. I'm not a fan of I'm 1-4. I'm just gonna sit back and just let it play out. Like, I can't do that. If it's not working.
No, because that means you only have 2 more weeks you could lose before you're on the verge of mathematical elimination.
Exactly. So you're at the point where you're out of time. The time is now. If you're 4-1, then it's a different scenario. You know what I'm saying? You can be patient. You're in a good scenario, like position. You don't need to shake anything up. If you're 4-1, you look at those 1-4 record guys and you try to rip them off, bro. That's it. That's my.
I wouldn't say rip them off. You just pounce on their
weak teams and I say, look, you need to.
You pounce on their disparity.
Your season's over, bro. I'm sitting pretty. That's how you leverage trades, and you got to tell people your record is shit. You want to sit around and go to 1-5? Go ahead, bro. But I'm offering you change. I'm offering you something. You're obviously not gonna completely get over, but you got to understand people who are 1-4 are desperate. 0-5, you know what I mean? Desperate.
What's the landscape looking like in the Eastside League? Like, if I could pull this off, how many 2-3s are there? Like, am I realistically like I needed this win?
Mix, but it's gonna be gangster in there, bro. It's just it's so cutthroat right now. Especially the top, the 4-1 or 3-2 is gonna be the 6th seed. 4-1 might be the 6th seed, which is crazy.
Are you serious? That's how many 4-1s there are in this league?
Just about, bro. The top team lost. He's 4-1. Other 4-1. 4-1. 4-1 teams. 3-2 teams. So 3-2 would be the 60. So you're a game back. So you're right in it. Everybody's still within striking distance of playoffs. That's how you got to look at it.
Yeah,
because
14 teams is gangster.
At this point, and say how many games am I back of the 5th and 6th seed? And if you're 2 games back, you know what I mean, that's not insurmountable from this point on, by any means. You know what I mean? If you're 1-4 and or 0-5 and 3-2. You know what I mean? You're 3 games back. So it's just you got to get hot at this point. You got to get hot, or you know what I'm saying. So shake it up or weather the storm. You know what I mean? With these weird bye weeks and injuries, it's kind of hard to just stand pat right now, especially in that league. You know what I mean? I'm going to be looking to move things around for sure. For sure, because I have such a good team. Even like the TFL, dog. I feel like my team is so beastly, and I'm about to be 1-4 in that league, dog.
Beat up.
It's crazy.
It's just a beat up team. That's all. You have fucking names on that team. I mean, you made early moves to bolster that team up. I'm mad that I got rid of James Robinson early before I seen a lot. I seen 1 week and I was like, let's move this for as high value as I can. And I did it for a stupid J.K. Dobbins that I'm sitting on. You know what I mean? When it's
that situation is so
I was just about to bring that up. The Ravens right now, to me, as far as running, just maybe even in general, they're just a reality team. They're a reality team. They're a reality team.
Yeah, no running back. I think Mark Ingram got the season high for carries for a running back this week, and he got 11.
Yeah, well, last year he only topped 11 one time, and that was 15 carries in a game. Or actually, that was the most he ever had in one game. He averaged like 13 carries. This is normal. I'm just saying, like, maybe my hatred for Mark Ingram and me just hoping that they just realize how weak as fuck he is and why they drafted this.
I'm with you. He needs to go a 2-man tandem of Edwards and Dobbins would be so nice, bro. Get Mark Ingram out of there.
Yeah, bro. Like, Mark Ingram, you're just in the fucking way. And then, like, matter of fact, too, even with the Gus bus, like, they franchise tagged him for a reason. I should have seen this. See, I was blind to this, bro.
They gave him a franchise tag.
They gave him, and I knew this in the offseason. I laughed because I was like, they need that motherfucker to fall forward hella yards when they're blowing people out. You know what I mean? And then they weren't going to cut him. He was an undrafted free agent, so it was like, or he might even be either undrafted or a 6th rounder. Either way, it was someone that they had no ties to. Like, listen, you want to stay here for a franchise tag? He was like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? He was like, right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make $11 million.
He was a practice squad guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, so his role is when they're blowing these games out, they're just like, let's ride the bus. You know what I mean? Like, and they're giving him enough money where they're like, you're getting paid. Go out there and just put it down. You know what I mean? He's doing a lot of
trash. Stay away from it.
It's a reality team that they're not, besides outside of Andrews and Hollywood and Lamar Jackson, obviously, like, just none of them are fantasy relevant. And then Hollywood also is like, he's like the one where it needs to be a soft matchup against the pass or it's not happening.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. They're not a fun fantasy team this year.
Nope, not even Lamar. Like, look at they're just an all-around good team. That's why even their defense scored, right? A few times did they score or just once?
The defense, I think it was just one.
Yeah, okay. But they got a shitload of turnovers. So
yeah,
they
balled out. They balled hard.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like Lamar and them didn't really have to do much.
Baltimore's now at the point where they don't need to. They're just gonna win games. They don't need to do anything flashy, and then they need to play in the playoffs. They're worried about the playoffs.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of fancy shit all year last year.
Booming during the regular season, they did that last year, and it ended bad for them. You know what I'm saying? So now I think they're flying a little bit lower under the radar, and they're worried about the playoffs. So this isn't last year's Ravens, that's for sure.
No, not at all.
So we'll see what happens. But we're up against the clock, Bogey. That's about it, man. I don't know, man. It's fuck. We got the Stallion tomorrow, at least.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's quick. Before we close this out, let's touch on that game one time. We got the Tennessee Colvids. They're coming out to take on the Stallion and company. The Stallion got a whole stable now. They're just running wild, it was the Cowboys and Indians in the prairie. You know what I mean? Just whole fleets of stallions.
A galloping away.
Just a galloping. I like the Stallion obviously in this one.
I do too. I think Buffalo comes out in this one, even though I think it's going to be a really good game because Tennessee.
Because Tennessee is
they
like
might be chomping, bro. They were off last week. They're ready to go this.
Yeah,
week.
I was gonna say, coming off a bye week is important because they are. This is a coach who never coached under Belichick, but played for Belichick, has a few rings with Belichick as one of his defensive players, and then went on to coach underneath his defensive coach disciples, like Romeo Crennel, and you know what I mean? So, like, a bye week preparation is always really, they're going to come out with a real good game plan for one of the most high-flyingest offenses out there. But they just don't have good personnel over there on that defense, man.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, they got Clowney over there. He's got to make plays. Otherwise, yeah, they're definitely going to struggle. You just
specifically called his name out because you need him in the East Side League, and I respect it.
You know what's funny? I'm not going to say Rashawn Evans' name. He's not worth it. But Clowney, I could say his name and kind of slip it in with it, But you go ahead and point that out. Yes.
No, but here's the thing,
you got Patrick Queen, last 33. Let me get a fucking a sack, strip, fumble, house call.
He's the only defensive guy I drafted. Him and Kenneth Murray, and then I picked up everybody else along the way somewhere.
Yep, those are your guys. I give you that.
Oh, I drafted
You've had them all year, so it's not. It just happened. Of course, part of the of course series, 2020. Yes.
And of course, this, if this game doesn't go down somehow, I'm gonna be like, of course this game didn't go down, but. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking for, I'm an advocate of the Monday Night Miracle. Listen, it's never been a Tuesday Night Miracle, and I'm looking for it. I'm looking for Jonnu Smith to have a really big game. It's it's set up for a disappointment. You know why? Because it's such a good spot for him. There's no Tre'Davious White, so A.J. Brown's probably going to eat, right? Or take away double coverage. Micah Hyde and then those linebackers, they're okay against the tight ends. But, I've seen tight ends eat on them this year. You know what I mean? On different teams, obviously. So, I've seen Gesicki have a day on them. I've seen Higbee have a decent outing. So I'm like, okay, come on, Jonnu Smith. Plus, you couple that with the fact that there's no Adam Humphries or goddamn Corey Davis because they're on the COVID-19 list. It's such a smash spot for both A.J. Brown and Jonnu, but it's just because it's such a smash spot, probably not going to get it.
Dial it up, Bogey. Dial it up.
And you know what I'm dialing up right there in a weak, pathetic attempt to dial up the reverse jinx. You know what I mean? Where I'm trying to paint the narrative.
Listen, all we need is a Rashawn Evans pick six and a Clowney sack, strip, fumble, scoop to the house. For
What's
80. Because yardage does matter. I need it for 80. Okay, no, I'll take 50. 50 or more. Yeah, nothing less than 50.
He just wants to get dub all in that one play. from Clowney, he's I need 20.
Desperation is a wretched stench.
But see, here's the thing too is, man, if anything those miracles happen for you, I won't be mad because it'll be like a Christmas miracle because before Christmas miracles happened, they had to have the first one. We've never had a Tuesday night miracle. You know what I mean? Everybody's praying to the fantasy gods for the Monday night miracle when they're down 50, and we get questions like, "Hey, I'm down 50. You think Alvin Kamara can put up 51?" Like, you know what I mean? Yes, kid, I do. But will it? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, what's your scoring format? Oh, it's standard? No, it's not, kid. But keep reaching for the sky. You know what I mean? Reach for the stars. Dream big. You know what I mean? So, hey, let me be a part of the first Tuesday Night Miracle. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. Dial it up.
Dial it up. All right, well, shit, man. Good, you know what I'm saying? Always a pleasure. I'm kind of mad there's a Tuesday game, too, because we could have just been over with this week already.
I know. I have to look at it all. One more week. One more day. But, yeah, on to week 6 we go.
Yes. Closing up with the first of its kind Tuesday Nighter, which will be tonight because you guys will be hearing this today. Playmakers, which will be a Tuesday. Everybody that needs John New, I want y'all to put all your energy out there, too. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, if anybody gets hurt on, you know, fantasy, God forbid, anybody gets hurt in that Tennessee Buffalo game, you know, my man Robbie will be covering that game live, calling play-by-play on the Run Boys Fantasy Network. So he will be, you know, obviously addressing it live. But then immediately after, we'll be doing our normal waiver wire waiver wire episode, but not the regularly scheduled. You know what I'm saying? So catch us live tomorrow. We got 3 episodes on the Run Boys Fantasy Network for y'all over there at the big channel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody make sure to subscribe to us, the GMM on YouTube. Also, the Run Boys Fantasy Network. You can also find our flagship show, The Real Fantasy Playmakers, available on all streaming platforms. Hey, everybody get you some W's. You know what I'm saying? You know, make you some moves. If you know, if you're looking like you're not too hot right now, you 1-4s, don't give up. I'll tell you from a man from experience, I went 0-6 and fought off mathematical elimination all the way to just only to get the playoffs and then be one and done. I've actually done that twice in 2 different leagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible. It's a long shot. I'm just saying it's possible. And like
Never
I said,
give up.
and then you know what was so crazy is like I've worked so hard in those situations to not be, you know, to go 0-6, then rip off 7 straight, get in as the 6th seed, and then to be so happy to use that excuse like, yeah, I was one and done, but at least I made the playoffs. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, yo, I was like, I should have put it in my mind, yo.
No, that's a great. If you start off 0-5 and make the playoffs, you get to brag. I don't care if you won't win the league. You get. There's certain things that you get to. You get to. That's one of them. You know what I mean? 0-6, and then you rattle off 7. Yeah. You talk. Fuck yeah. You make the playoffs, you let them know.
I'm just saying, don't give up, y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't be Alex from the East Side League where he's just like, he gives up like 2 weeks in it because he knew he didn't know what he didn't have no place there. Let's be honest. Like, he was a filler at best. And now you can't even call him he's like a bench filler. Because look at what right now.
He is the 2020 bye week.
Yeah. And I hope I play him soon. And if he hears this, he's going to try to get his shit together the week he plays me. I'll tell you this much, though. Our commissioner ain't having that. He'll fill that motherfucker's roster. But still, at the same time, too, the commissioner ain't going to go and be like, all right, I need to pick up guys from him off the waiver. That ain't happening.
No. He needs to get his shit together next week.
Does he even have healthy players on his team, or he just leave it all the way alone?
No, he fixed his roster. He starts people. He didn't check out like that. I'm just talking about like picking up for waivers. I don't know. He might not make a waiver claim. He'll change his roster by Sunday.
I think the injury of Dak is so polarizing. He's gonna go and get.
Claypool is just as polarizing. So it's,
but he needs quarterback over there. Look at who he got.
He's got Jimmy G and Mullins still. He might go get C.J. Beathard.
That guy's a Niner fan. I forgot. What a fucking guy, dude.
He might. I don't know. We'll see.
We should tell Alex in the thread tomorrow. I'm gonna tell him that we're shitting on him, but it's not. And then I won't tell him when, so he has to listen all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because at least it's a waiver wire episode, and maybe he'll get his shit in the gear.
I don't want him to, so you actually stay off the thread tomorrow, okay?
All right, yeah.
Save that for Wednesday.
Anyway.
Okay, shit on Wednesday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Other than that, put a wrap on this shit.
For sure. Week 5 is on the way out.